So we started with making the dolmas, right? But we had leftover filling. So what to do? Luckily, Susan had extra phyllo dough. So she's like, what if we made a puff pastry? So we did use it. So in the case that if you don't have any grape leaves or beetroot leaves, or if you don't want to use cabbage, so you can use phyllo leaves and you'll get ta-da! All right. So, Susan, what are your tips for using the phyllos?
Drizzle olive oil over it because I just put butter. I actually didn't know how to brown the phyllo. But anyway, Yoni drizzled some olive oil on, and that actually that worked, right?
Yeah, I got a question about why did you do this to the top of the pastry?
I think because it allows for the inside of it to cook evenly. Because the phyllo dough is a little bit thick, and then you have a thickness of substance, whatever you're going to use. We used Omnipork, the leftovers from the dolmas. And so I think in order for it to cook, for the heat to penetrate, that I make those little slices.
Oh, that makes sense, because then if it's cooking, all that steam has a way to escape. So
yeah, I think so.
That's some science in there for the food. So yeah. And I drizzled a little bit more just because there's rice in it. So I was like, oh, if there's no liquid, maybe we'll just be eating grain.
And we were afraid that the rice wasn't going to cook, right?
Yeah, we were.
We were a little scared. We were shaking off of our boots.
But you know what? Like, the end of the day, you don't know until you try it.
You don't, and they turned out.
And they turned out quite good, actually. So, if we take a piece of it out, go for it, Susan.
This was actually, I think this was very edible.
I do like the flakiness. I do like a butter. Look at that flake.
Wow, and it's pretty golden yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that butter.
Yoni, take your little piece there. And,
all right, I can take my piece here.
Yeah, and then whatever we left on the outside.
Give you guys a close up. Here you go.
Pretty.
Ooh.
And this is a little crunchy. This part here, because we didn't want to overstuff the. So that's a little crunchy.
Yeah.
So so this is
because that was still left over. We ran out of dough, so we were just like, okay, let's just fill in the sides and see what happens. All right, cheers. Tastes good. That's so nice.
I think it's good. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.